At the last, it's the Druids' nephew Candide is mustering a good effort on the outside, and Candide is beginning to put on the wings as they go towards the finish. Candide and the Druids' nephew keep back on the inside. It's very tight, the Druids' nephew for Bon O'Neill, and Business Time has struck the front. Is 4 or 5 lengths clear as they come to the last, and that's Business Time pings the last clear. A race on for second from the top reel appealing the tiring clear cash, but it's 3 up on the day for Colin Bowe and Bon O'Neill. Business Time coming to the final fence. Miss Mercedes shows a turn of foot coming to it, goes on, has a long look at it, makes a mistake, but lands 3 clear. It's Miss Mercedes and Bon O'Neill, yet another winner for the Wexford rider. He's enjoyed his day here at Dunmahan, and that's Miss Mercedes foils the gamble.
At the age of 21, Barry O'Neill made point-pointing history, riding the fastest 100 winners ever. This didn't happen without hard work, dedication and being a great rider with excellent horsemanship skills. Barry, where did it all start?
At first I started riding ponies, then started doing a little bit of hunting and things like that. At my home place is very close to Sean Donegal, so I kind of grew up with them, and they were dealing a lot with the ponies, the show jumping and the hunting. So when they were at it, I wanted to be at it as well, so I kind of started from there. Pony, or doing a bit of show jumping, as I say, then hunting, and then kind of went on, then kind of started from there really.
And when did you develop links with Colin Bowe?
Yeah, see, Sean and Colin, they would have been very friendly. They would have had a lot of deals with each other, like through the half-bred scene, and got to know Colin that way through that. And as I say, kind of started from there then as well. Like that's how I got to know Colin.
So how did you make the transition from riding ponies to racehorses?
I suppose Colin had a big influence on it, because when I was up there with the half-breds and all, when he started to get into the pointing end of it, of course I was doing all the schooling and all. I was too young to have a licence, alright, but I was doing the schooling and got a great buzz out of it, and I just wanted to go from there. And then from there, when I left school, I went to Paul Nolan's, and then I got my licence down there and kind of worked from there really.
And how long were you working in Paul Nolan's?
I think I worked for Paul maybe for 3 years. I'd say 3 years, I think, yeah.
And what made you decide to go back to Colin and work, go point to point full time? Well,
I was down working with Paul, and Paul let me ride all his bumper horse, so Paul was very good to me. So from there, I don't know, maybe just probably weren't getting on maybe on the track as well as you'd probably like as at that stage. So I decided to go back to Colin because I saw a good opportunity there. I was still only 19, and the novice title was there to be won too, so I said I'd go back and try to give that a crack and try to get your name out about that way.
And other than Colin Bowe, who else do you ride work for, or school horses for?
I do a lot of work with Donegal and Sean. I'd be down there doing a lot of school and a lot of work down there, but basically anyone like who'd ring or whatever, you'd travel like to go to school and whatever like.
And the majority of your winners are for your boss Colin, and how do you think that you could develop links with other trainers, to get more winners on the board?
Yeah, look, it's all about getting out there. I suppose like the more winners you ride, the more recognition you're going to get, so you want to try to get as many winners as you can, and just try get around and try school for a lot of people, and try just get your name in the hat in every yard.
And do you think that riding out for other trainers and schooling for other trainers is a big advantage when you're race riding?
Oh, it's an awful advantage. It is. It's great. Like you know what your horse is like. You know what he jumps like. You know what way he probably should be rode. You know a lot more. It's a great benefit.
Barry, tell us a little bit about your first point-to-point ever.
First point-to-point ever. I was riding in 1080, 5-year-old maiden for Sean Dagg. It didn't work out too well. Jumped off out the back, and by the time I got to the second fence in 1080, I was in front, getting clean ran away with. He fell then after a couple of fences. Would have weren't a great start now, to be honest.
And then your career went a lot better from there, and your first point-to-point winner ever, you were unlucky not to ride a treble.
Yeah, that was a great day. Rode 2, unlucky not to ride 3. the third lad, he was upsides at the last and he fell. I think he would have won anyway, but who's to know?
And who were the winners for?
For Colin that day, the two of them. The horse that fell, actually, he was for Colin as well. So, but I wasn't complaining. I went home with 2 winners in the bike.
Brilliant. And you rode lots of winners on the track. Tell us about your first winner there.
Yeah, first winner on the track was for Paul. I was working down there, as I said, full time for him, and it was in Downpatrick. I think Shanrika was her name. I couldn't believe it today. She actually won, because I was so used to finishing a horse in front of me. But that was a great day, yeah.
And what's your favourite track to ride around? Whether point to point or on the race course?
I love riding Linkstown. I love riding there. I have a lot of luck there, I suppose. And same with our local track, Monk's Grange. I suppose maybe the reason's been very lucky for me, I'd say. Maybe that's why. And
do you think Linkstown has an advantage with it only being the 2 circuits?
I don't know if you could say that. Like, it's still 3 mile. You still have to race over 3 mile, and you still have to jump your fences. So I think it's fairly.
And the good days are the ones that you want to remember. But is there any day in racing that you'd like to forget?
Definitely. One day in Wexford, I rode a circuit too soon. That's probably the worst day of my life.
And what was said to you after the race?
The lads weren't too bad, in fairness to James and Paul. I was for James and Paul Nolan, in fairness, that just said, here's the mistake, like, look, didn't intend on doing it or anything like that.
These things happen.
But they were very good to me, and the owners were very good to me. They tried their best to make me feel better, but here I was fairly good now.
And put the bad stuff aside, what's been your most memorable days racing to date?
I've had 3 4-timers, point to point. They're great days, especially the 4-timer in the local point to point here in Monk's Grange, which is on now this week. But you'd have to say as well, riding the Grade 2 winner and Ask Anna for Colin and all, like, it was a big day, like, in his first grade success, and obviously mine as well, like, so it was great. Now that I'd say that would have to be the highlight, I'd say.
Brilliant. And what do you think are the biggest challenges facing young amateurs today?
Basically trying to get out there and trying to get your name out there. So hard for it. Like, I know myself, and after riding a lot of winners, like, and it's still so hard to get on the right horses, but like, if you're a young lad coming along there, it's so hard for them to try get on the right horse, like it's very, very difficult, like, it's just
what words of wisdom would you have for them?
Keep your head down and just try to be as nice as you can to as many trainers as you can. Work hard and try to get out there and try school and try to get your name about.
And why do you think the likes of Jamie Codd and Derek O'Connor are so far ahead in the table?
Sure, it goes without saying, they're exceptional riders. They're brilliant. They dedicate their whole lives to point to pointing. Like, they ride for so many people. It's a big help. Like, they're in every yard, I suppose, if you could say it that way. Do you know what I mean? They kind of have a lot of things, but as I said, it goes without saying, they're exceptional riders.
And how do they get the backing of these big trainers?
I don't know, I may ask them.
And you've already won the novice title. What's the aim for the rest of the season?
The aim is for the rest of the season is try ride as many winners as you can, stay sound. I'd like this season. I'd like to. It'd be nice to reach the 200 mark point to pointing this season, and if I get there, I'd be happy.
How many winners are you away from riding the 200?
17. So hopefully you get to.
Have you ever considered turning professional?
Yeah, when I was working in Paul's, as I say, I suppose it's every young fella's dream, like, want to be a professional jockey and be up there and compete at the highest level. Like, back then that was the thing to be done, but then I suppose weight issues and things like that as well weren't a help, so that's why I decided to go to amateur ranks.
You were riding in Cheltenham this year. How did that go for you?
Yeah, I went over it on the intended on riding in the 2 races, but I was lucky enough I got a spare. On the first day, the 4 miler, I rode one for Emma Lavelle. He finished 6th. looking good for a lot of the way, alright, but
Until it counted.
until he came up that hill. Second day I got a spare ride for Neill because I couldn't see. He finished 5th, I think it was. He ran very well. And then the Fox Hunters then on the Friday, I rode one for David Christie. Merchant ride, he pulled up, it didn't go well, but I think he had his reasons for that too.
And then, say, outside of racing, you know, it's very time consuming and all the rest, but what do you enjoy doing in your free time?
Try getting a little bit of hunting here and there, but it's scarce now, to be honest. But like racing, as you say, it's very time consuming. Like especially when I'm working with Colin, they're working full time. Like all you want to do in the evenings is just come home and lie down, and then at the weekends, like you're racing most weekends, so it's hard to fit in things. Alright, like during the summer is probably the time that you get to do things like that, you know.
Yeah. And in racing, who do you most look up to?
Like you said, professional jockeys, that like you could say any of the top 3 or 4, like the top men, like Ruby Walsh, Davy Russell, Barry Gertie, like Paul Carberry, any of them, like they're unbelievable. Like, and then like as you come back to the amateur ranks, like Derek and Jamie, like they're exceptional. Like the way they ride and like they're able to the level they're able to compete at and keep it going all throughout the year, like it's unreal, like, you know.
And then to finish up, there's only 10 weekends or so left in the pointing. Who do you think is going to win the regional titles and the overall title?
I don't know, like that could be a flick of a coin between for the overall, and you know, like it's obviously going to be either Derek or Jamie, but who's to know, like who's going to play the cards later, what's going to happen, like that could go anyway, I'd say. But then you go for the Leinster, I'd say sure, Jamie's a good bit ahead, so I'd say he'd take a good bit of pegging back. And the Northern one, I'm not actually sure. Like just a couple of lads in the trope for that. Like I see Nolan Parnell's having a great year there. With the racing being very quiet in the north, and a lot of meetings being cancelled up there, so I don't know, that could go either way. That could be one of the most competitive ones as well. Like the Western, I think Derek has that well sewn up, and the Southern, I'd say it's been a good fight for the last couple of years between Derek and Mikey Connor, and I'd say it'll be the same again this year.
And to go back to the overall title, if you had to say who's going to win it, Derek or Jamie?
I don't know, I think I'll leave that on.